All right, so you know how we were talking about diving into the Learn for Life Manifesto?
Yeah, about Human 2.0 and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I finally got my hands on a copy.
Oh, nice.
And let me tell you, this book, it's like a jolt of energy, especially if you're someone who's like really into learning and always wants to like level up their knowledge game.
I can already tell I'm going to love this deep dive. What really struck me about the book, just from skimming it, is how optimistic it is. It's like the authors genuinely believe that we're like right on the edge of this amazing new era for learning.
Totally. They paint this picture of like a world where learning isn't something you dread. It's, not about cramming for tests or feeling like you're falling behind. It's more about like unlocking your potential and really diving into stuff you're passionate about.
Absolutely. It's like they're saying, hey, what if learning was something you actually look forward to?
Right. Like what if it was like fun and engaging?
And not just about like storing information, but like actually growing as a person.
Exactly. And the coolest thing is they don't just like throw out these idealistic ideas.
Right.
They actually offer practical steps for, how to make this vision a reality. It's like a roadmap for like individuals, communities, and even governments.
It's like they're saying, okay, here's how we can actually create a world where everyone has a chance to, really thrive in this Human 2.0 era.
Okay, so let's break down this whole Human 2.0 thing. They talk about this seamless integration of like our minds with AI, augmented reality, and even like brain-computer interfaces. Now, I know that sounds super sci-fi,
Right.
but they make a really strong case that this tech is like way closer than we think.
Oh, it is. And they explain it all in a way that's like actually easy to understand. For example, They talk about BCI's, brain-computer interfaces,
Right.
not being these bulky things you only see in labs, but like everyday devices, maybe even just like a headset or a patch or something.
Wow.
Imagine learning a new language just by like thinking about it. Or getting real-time support from like an AI tutor that can sense when you're getting frustrated. It's mind-blowing.
That would be game-changing for sure.
Mhm.
And it's not just like BCIs either, right? They also talk about AR eyewear that overlays information onto our like everyday world. Like imagine fixing your bike and having step-by-step instructions pop up right in front of you.
Yeah, or walking down the street and having real-time translations appear as you're talking to someone who speaks another language.
That's insane.
It's like having a personal guide to the world, tailored just for you.
One thing I really appreciated was their focus on empathetic AI. These is just like cold robotic systems.
Yeah.
It's more like AI mentors designed to adapt to your learning style, like how you learn best.
Exactly.
And even your like emotional state.
Like they can sense when you're struggling and
Oh,
adjust the pace of things or, offer encouragement.
It's like having a supportive friend
Yeah,
who's also a total genius when it comes to teaching you stuff.
exactly.
Speaking of teaching, I gotta say, their learn, train, perform model really blew my mind. It's like a recipe for lifelong learning, but it's actually like intuitive and exciting at the same time. You start with a knowledge injection,
Oh, yeah, I love that term.
which is like just a quick burst of like essential info on whatever topic you're interested in.
It's about making learning accessible.
Right.
Like you can fit it into your busy day, even if you only have a few minutes here and there.
So true. And then you move on to train AI, where you get to practice and refine those skills.
Yeah, like in immersive simulations and stuff.
Right. It's like a video game, but for real life skill.
I know.
And then finally, you put it all together in the perform stage where you actually use what you've learned in the real world.
It's like taking it from theory to application.
Exactly. I love how this model makes learning feel like this continuous journey, not just these isolated events.
It's like leveling up, but in real life.
Yeah, totally.
And the authors, they get that modern life is busy. So they're big on this micro-learning approach, where even just a few minutes a day can make a big difference.
So what does a knowledge injection actually look like? Can you give us an example?
Sure. Imagine you're waiting for your coffee to brew in the morning.
Okay.
And in those few minutes, you do like a quick AR experience that teaches you some basic coding concepts.
Whoa.
Or you're at the grocery store and your AR glasses guide you through a quick nutrition lesson as you're shopping.
That's so cool. It's like turning those little bits of downtime
Yeah.
into opportunities to learn something new.
And the best part, you get to choose the topic, so you're actually learning about stuff you're interested in.
Right, like always wanted to learn photography. Boom, a few minutes a day and you're on your way.
It's about taking control of your own learning and making it fun.
Okay, so you've got these quick injections to get you started. Then what?
Then you can go deeper with structured modules, which are more like multi-week programs designed to take you from like novice to expert.
Oh, cool.
And here's where Train AI comes in. It's an immersive learning experience where you can practice things like building a website, doing a lab experiment, even giving a presentation.
All virtually.
All virtually, yeah.
That's amazing.
So you can make mistakes and learn from them without any real-world consequences.
It's like a safe space to practice and experiment without feeling judged or like scared of failing.
Exactly. And because Train AI can track your progress, it can actually speed up the learning process a ton.
That makes sense. It knows what you're struggling with and can adjust accordingly.
The book suggests that Train AI could compress like months of traditional learning into just a few weeks. It's super efficient. And as you master skills, you earn micro-credentials.
Oh, yeah. Those are like mini certifications that prove you know your stuff, right?
Right. They call it Cert on the Go, which I love.
Such a catchy name.
Yeah.
And it's so much better than waiting till the end of some long course to take a test.
Oh, yeah. With Cert on the Go, you're constantly being assessed, so you get that recognition as you go.
And those micro-credentials can actually be recognized by like employers and schools.
Absolutely. They're not just participation trophies. They actually hold real-world value.
Like the authors took everything frustrating about traditional education and flipped it on its head. You need to learn at your own pace,
Yeah.
focus on what you actually care about, and earn credentials that actually mean something in the real world.
Yeah, exactly. And to help guide you through this whole journey, they introduce this amazing character, Mentor XR. It's like your personal AI companion.
Okay, I got to be honest.
Yeah.
When I first read about Mentor XR, I was a little skeptical, and AI companion. That sounded a bit much.
Yeah, I get it.
But the book really emphasizes that this tech is designed to be human-centric.
It's not about replacing human connection. It's about like enhancing it and giving you personalized support.
I see. So what makes Mentor XR so special?
Well, it's really big on emotional intelligence.
Okay.
So it can sense your emotional state, adjust the learning pace, and offer encouragement when you're feeling down.
So it's like a supportive friend
Yeah.
and a knowledgeable mentor all in one. I can see how that would be really helpful, especially for people who struggle with like self-motivation or learning on their own.
Totally. And Mentor XR doesn't just focus on academic stuff. It can also help with things like mental well-being, career exploration, even creative pursuits. It's like having a wise friend who's always got your back.
That's awesome. So the book paints this really exciting picture of a future where learning is like super personalized, accessible, and engaging. But how do we actually make this happen? Like what kind of institutions and infrastructure are we talking about?
Well, they talk about transforming traditional universities into what they call XR universities.
Oh, interesting. What's that?
It's basically a blend of physical campuses with extended reality experiences.
So it's like a hybrid learning environment that's accessible to like anyone, anywhere.
Exactly. You wouldn't be limited by location or rigid schedules. You could attend virtual labs, collaborate with people from all over the world, and learn at your own pace.
That sounds amazing. It's like taking the best aspects of online learning and combining it with the richness of an actual campus experience.
And instead of those traditional degrees, XR universities would focus on continuous credentialing. So you'd earn micro-credentials for specific skills.
So you're building this portfolio that shows exactly what you're capable of.
Exactly. It's way more tailored to individual interests and goals.
Way more flexible, too. And these XR universities wouldn't just be like ivory towers, right?
Right. The book talks about strong partnerships between these universities and industry leaders to make sure what's being taught is actually relevant to the job market.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, it's about preparing people for the future.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about universities. They also talk about creating neighborhood learning incubators, which are basically community spaces transformed into tech-enabled micro-learning zones.
So like turning your local library
Yeah, exactly.
into a place where people can access AI terminals.
Yep. AR equipment, all sorts of resources.
That's incredible. It's like making learning a part of the fabric of our communities, not just something that happens in a classroom.
Exactly. It's about making learning accessible to everyone, regardless of age or background. And the book doesn't shy away from the potential challenges either.
Yeah, like what?
Like ethical stuff around data privacy, making sure tech is culturally sensitive.
Right.
And ensuring everyone has equitable access to these resources.
That's what I love about this book. It's not just pie-in-the-sky ideas, it's a practical roadmap for creating a better future.
The authors are both optimistic and realistic, which is what makes their vision so inspiring. They believe we have what it takes to build a world where everyone can thrive in this human 2.0 era.
It's a powerful message, and I'm so glad we're digging into it.
Me too. So before we went off on that tangent,
Yeah.
we were talking about all the possibilities of human 2.0, like all that cool stuff.
Right, and all the things we need to, build and create to make this vision a reality.
Exactly. But like with any powerful technology, we got to think about the ethical side of things.
Oh, for sure. And the book actually does a great job of, addressing those concerns head on. Yeah. What I really liked is that they don't just, point out the problems. They actually propose solutions.
Right. Like when data privacy?
Yeah, that's a big one. Especially with all this data coming from AR, VR, and especially BCIs.
Oh, yeah, that's super sensitive information. We're not just talking about what websites you visit. This is biometric data, emotional responses, the whole 9 yards.
And the authors actually propose specific safeguards to make sure all that stuff stays private.
Yeah, they're big on transparency and user control.
They suggest these dashboards where you can manage your data preferences and see exactly what's being shared.
Exactly. It puts you in the driver's seat.
And beyond just, individual privacy, they also talk about the importance of being culturally sensitive.
That's huge. We don't want these technologies to bulldoze over unique cultural identities.
Right. And the authors actually suggest that, communities should be empowered to create their own localized content, like AI mentors that speak their language, reflect their values.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Imagine learning about history through the lens of your own culture.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Or exploring scientific concepts, using examples that resonate with your community.
It's about making learning relevant and engaging, but also preserving those cultural nuances.
Right, like an AI mentor that can teach you the subtle differences in dialects.
Yeah, or a VR simulation that lets you experience a traditional craft firsthand.
It's about using tech to celebrate our differences, not erase them.
And they also talk about fostering this culture of empathy and curiosity where we learn from each other and value different perspectives.
Yeah. And they offer practical ways to actually cultivate that culture.
Have you heard of microburst learning rituals?
Okay, I'm intrigued. What are those?
So imagine taking a few minutes each day with your family or coworkers, and you all do a quick learning activity together. Could be a short AR module on some interesting topic, an empathy exercise guided by your AI mentor, or even just sharing a thought-provoking article and having a discussion about it.
It's like turning learning into this shared experience, almost like a daily ritual that brings people closer.
Exactly. It makes learning fun, accessible, and a part of everyday life. And they also emphasize that learning should be holistic, It's not just about stuffing your brain with information.
Right. It's about nurturing your whole self, including mental and emotional well-being.
Exactly. And AI can actually play a role in that too. Imagine your AI mentor checking in with you, asking how you're feeling, and suggesting, I don't know, maybe some mindfulness exercises.
That's cool. Or even recommending a break from tech if you're feeling overwhelmed.
Exactly, like a digital wellness coach.
But the book also acknowledges that we can definitely get too much tech sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
So they suggest scheduling in some tech fasting time where you unplug and reconnect with, the non-digital world.
It's about finding that balance, right? Even in this awesome tech-filled future, we still need time to recharge and appreciate the simpler things.
Totally. So ultimately, what's the message here? What are they trying to say about knowledge and learning?
Well, the Learn for Life Manifesto argues that knowledge is most meaningful when it's connected to a sense of purpose.
So it's not just about, hoarding information for the sake of it. It's about using it to make a difference.
Exactly. It's about asking yourself, how can my knowledge and skills benefit my community? How can I use them to make the world a better place?
I love that. And they encourage a shift from this mindset of competition and scarcity to one of collaboration and mutual empowerment.
It's about sharing what you know and helping others grow.
And they share all these inspiring stories of people who are already doing that. Artists, entrepreneurs, activists.
Everyday people just using their knowledge to solve problems and make a difference.
It shows how powerful learning can be when it's driven by purpose and passion. It's not just a means to an end. It's a source of, joy and connection and meaning.
And the authors believe that everyone should have the opportunity to experience that.
Okay, so we've talked about the vision, the challenges, the possibilities, but how do we actually make this happen? What are the concrete steps?
Well, the good news is they lay out a roadmap, 10 practical steps we can all take to bring this Human 2.0 vision to life, and we're going to dive into those right after the break.
All right, so we're back, and We've been talking about all the cool stuff in the Learn for Life Manifesto.
Yeah. Human 2.0, all that jazz.
But this book, it's not just about like ideas and concepts. It's really about action.
That's so true. In the last part of the book, they give us 10 practical steps to actually make this vision a reality.
Oh, nice. And it sounds like these steps are for like everyone, not just, tech geniuses or whatever.
Yeah, anyone can do this stuff. And the first step is adopt short micro lessons daily.
Okay. Tell me more about that one.
So basically, they suggest finding ways to squeeze in these like 5-10 minute bursts of learning into your routine.
Like on an app or something.
Yeah, could be an app, or even like using your AI Mentor XR for some quick lessons.
Oh, right. Makes sense.
It's about building that habit of continuous learning, even if you only have like a few minutes here and there.
It's like a little workout for your brain.
Exactly. And they say that even a little bit each day can add up to a lot over time.
That makes sense. Keeps your mind sharp.
And then step 2 is choose one deep knowledge track.
So that's where you like pick one thing to really focus on.
Yeah, find a skill or topic that you're really passionate about and dive deeper with, those structured modules we talked about and the train AI simulations.
So you can like sample different things through those micro lessons, but then choose one area to really like develop expertise in.
That's the idea.
Love it. What's step 3?
Step 3 is perform and share. It's not enough to just learn stuff. You got to actually use it and share what you've discovered.
Oh, yeah, that's so true. It's like taking that leap from like theory to practice.
Exactly. Whether you're coding, designing, writing, whatever, actually putting those skills into practice makes them stick.
And sharing your work gives you a chance to like get feedback and collaborate with others.
Right. And that kind of leads into step 4, which is earn micro-credentials.
Ah, yes. Those mini certifications that show off your skills.
Exactly. And they say to go for ones that are recognized by like professional networks or online platforms.
So they actually carry some weight.
Yeah. It's like a way to build a portfolio of your skills that's super flexible and shows you're serious about lifelong learning.
Love that. It's way more adaptable than like traditional degrees, which can be kind of rigid.
Totally. And then step 5 is all about Mentor XR, that AI companion we were talking about.
Okay, right. What about it?
They encourage us to actually experiment with these mentors, give them feedback, and help shape the technology as it develops.
Oh, interesting. So we're like actively involved in making them better.
Yeah, it's about embracing AI's potential to personalize learning and make it even more effective. And by interacting with these mentors, we're helping to train them and improve the experience for everyone.
Okay, that's pretty cool. What's next?
Step 6 is form a small learning circle.
Oh, like a study group or something.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's about getting together with some friends, family, colleagues, whoever, and sharing what you're learning, discussing ideas, and supporting each other.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Having that community aspect can make a huge difference, especially when it comes to like staying motivated and on track.
Totally. And step 7 is support local or online incubators.
Okay, remember we talked about those, like neighborhood learning hubs.
Right. The authors encourage us to volunteer, donate, or just spread the word about these organizations.
Because they're working to make learning accessible for everyone.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that not everyone has the same opportunities and doing what we can to create a more equitable learning landscape. I love that. It's a reminder that this isn't just about individual growth. It's about collective progress as well.
Exactly. And then step 8 might seem kind of weird at first.
What is it?
It's practice tech fasting.
So taking breaks from technology?
Exactly. They suggest scheduling in some regular time without, devices, AR overlays, or pings from your AI mentor.
Even in this awesome tech-filled future.
Yeah, even then.
It's about finding balance and not letting tech take over our lives.
Exactly. It's about giving yourself time to unplug, recharge, and connect with yourself and the world around you.
That's such an important reminder.
Yeah. And step 9 is all about putting your knowledge into action. Collaborate on a real-world project.
So, find a way to use your skills for something, bigger than yourself.
Right. Whether it's volunteering, working on a community project, or even developing some innovative solution, these real-world experiences really solidify your learning and give you a sense of purpose.
It's like taking all those skills and knowledge and, actually making a difference with them. Exactly. And finally, step 10 is reflect on purpose and values.
What does that mean?
It's about taking some time to think about your motivations, your goals, your values.
Right.
Like, what are you really passionate about? What kind of impacts do you want to make on the world?
It's about making sure that your learning journey is aligned with, like, your deepest aspirations.
Exactly. The authors remind us that knowledge is powerful, but it's most effective when it's guided by a sense of purpose.
I love that. So these 10 steps, they're like a roadmap for embracing this human 2.0 vision and creating a future where learning is like a driving force for good.
Yeah. They show us how we can create a world where everyone has access to knowledge and the opportunity to use it to make a positive impact.
It's an inspiring vision, and I feel so energized after exploring all this with you. This book, it's really giving a sense of hope and possibility.
Me too. It makes you realize that the future of learning is bright and it's up to all of us to, make it happen.
So keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.
Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.